introduction, pulse of a megacity, Tokyo, a name that echoes energy, innovation, tradition, and contradiction. It is the largest city on Earth by population, a living, breathing ecosystem of over 37 million people in its metropolitan region. From the buzzing scramble of Shibuya to the silent calm of Meiji Shrine, Tokyo defies easy definition. It's a city of paradoxes, a place where robotic cafes exist a few blocks away from 500-year-old temples, where fashion-forward Harajuku sits beside historic Omotesando, where business suits and cosplay outfits pass each other on the same subway train. Tokyo never sleeps, but it never forgets. The city carries the legacy of Edo's feudal predecessor and has rebuilt itself time and again, from fires, earthquakes, and the devastations of war. Each time, stronger. Each time, more complex. It is a city of order, of endless etiquette and clockwork precision, but also one of play, of rebellion in quiet ways through art, street fashion, and indie culture. In Tokyo, the future isn't coming, it's already here. But for all its towering skyline and tech marvels, the soul of Tokyo is human-layered in memories, rhythms, and the subtle poetry of everyday life. This is not just a city, this is Tokyo. And this is its story. From Edo to Tokyo, a brief history. Long before it became Tokyo, this city was known as Edo, a quiet fishing village on the edge of Tokyo Bay. That changed in 1603 when Tokugawa Ieyasu, the shogun, chose Edo as the seat of his military government. Over the next 250 years, Edo grew into one of the world's largest city-7 in an age when Japan was closed to the outside world. Samurai walked its narrow streets, merchants, entertainers, and artisans filled its crowded neighborhoods. The floating world of Edote ukiyo gave rise to woodblock prints, kabuki theater, and a distinct urban culture. In 1868, the Tokugawa shogunate fell and power was restored to the emperor. The imperial court moved from Kyoto to Edo. With this change, Edo was renamed Tokyo, meaning Eastern Capital. The Meiji era brought radical modernization. Railways, factories, and telegraphs transformed Tokyo into a 19th century industrial powerhouse. Western clothes, architecture, and institutions began blending with traditional Japanese customs. Yet, Tokyo's growth came at a cost. The Great Kanto earthquake of 1923 leveled much of the city, killing over 100 people. Then, in World War II, U.S. firebombing raids destroyed much of Tokyo once again. The devastation was near total. But Tokyo did what it always does. It rebuilt. By 1964, just 2 decades later, it hosted the Summer Olympics, symbolizing Japan's post-war recovery and re-entry into the world. Skyscrapers began to rise. Bullet trains began to run. Global corporations made Tokyo their home. Today, Tokyo stands not just as a national capital, but as a global force, rooted in centuries of reinvention. Cityscape, districts, design, and flow. Tokyo is not a city, it is a constellation of cities. A sprawling urban mosaic without a single center, but dozens of unique districts each, a city within a city. Shibuya, the pulse of youth and energy, fashion, music, digital art. The scramble crossing here is the most famous intersection in the world, thousands walking at once, yet never colliding. Shinjuku, the vertical city, home to Tokyo's busiest train station, its skyline stretches upward with government towers, department stores, and rooftop gardens. At night, it glows with red lanterns, jazz bars, and the neon haze of Kabukicho. Ginza, Tokyo's luxury showroom, designer stores, upscale sushi counters, and century-old craft shops all side by side. Precision, elegance, and silence. Asakusa, a window into the Edo era. The Great Red Gate of Sentoji Temple stands as a spiritual anchor amid souvenir shops and kimono-clad tourists. Akihabara, the electric town. Decades ago, it was famous for black market radios and tech parts. Today, it is the mecca of anime, video games, and otaku culture. Harajuku, where Tokyo's creativity rebels. Here, teenagers express themselves in Lolita fashion, punk styles, and experimental streetwear. It is fashion without fear. Ueno, the cultural core. Museums, galleries, and a sprawling park where cherry blossoms attract millions. Nearby, Amiyoko Market bustles with post-war energy that never left. Odaiba, the future on water, an artificial island of entertainment complexes, futuristic malls, and the Gundam statue standing watch. Every district is a new chapter. Each has its own architecture, lifestyle, tempo, and between them railways, subways, bikes, taxis, and pedestrians flow with mechanical grace. Tokyo's urban design is a study in controlled chaos. Streets often have no names. Addresses can be complex, but the system works not because it's easy to understand, but because everyone understands it together. Beneath the surface lies another world, underground cities, connected malls, food courts, and train networks that keep the city moving in all weather. Above, space is optimized with vertical layering. Offices, homes, bars, shrine halls stacked like a living puzzle. In Tokyo, movement is constant. Change is natural. But each district remains distinct a living map of how a city can be many cities at once. People, life, work, and harmony. Tokyo moves with discipline, precision, quiet urgency. Each morning, over 3 million commuters pass through Shinjuku Station alone. Trains run every few minutes, perfectly timed. Passengers queue, board, and disembark in near silence. Here, punctuality isn't just polite, it's sacred. A train that departs 30 seconds early warrants a public apology. Life in Tokyo is structured, clean, and cooperative. There's little pushing, no shouting, and almost no trash on the streets because people carry it home. In this densely packed city, personal space is limited, but social harmony, known as wa, fills the gaps. At work, the Japanese salaryman is iconic. Long hours, devotion to the company, and after-hours drinking sessions are part of the expected norm. Group identity